Hey friends, welcome back to Figuring It Out. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Rachel. Yes, I'm a life coach, but this isn't one of those podcasts where I pretend I've got life all figured out and give you the 5 steps to whatever it is I'm hustling that week. This is where we have real conversations about life, relationships, self-trust, and, well, figuring it out together, I suppose. So, here's what I've been thinking about lately. The internet tells us that what we really want is to be seen. Because we all need more followers, more views, more likes, more people paying attention to us. And don't get me wrong, I am grateful that people are starting to find my work. My YouTube shorts have been getting more comments. My TikTok has been getting more views and comments. More people are finding the podcast. People are seeing me. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I don't think being seen is actually what we're all looking for. I think what we really want is to be known. And then that sent me down a rabbit hole. It actually made me think back to high school. If you went to school with me, you'd probably remember me. I was 8th grade class president, senior class president. I was sarcastic. I loved making people laugh. I was definitely the funny girl. People knew my name, but very few people actually knew me. I had maybe 1 or 2 friends who knew what life looked like for me after school, like outside of school. Everyone else only knew the Rachel they saw in the hallways. And technically, we didn't have hallways at my high school. Maybe if you were in a building, but our high school was like outside because it was Arizona after all. One memory has always stuck with me. And my senior year, I wanted to audition for Grease, the character of Rizzo. And auditions came around, and I think I had told a couple people that I was going to be auditioning. But I never showed up. Not because I didn't want to, but because my parents needed me and my sister in court to be a character witness for my brother. And I definitely remember making up some excuse about why I wasn't there to justify it. Because what was I supposed to say exactly? Sorry, had to spend the day in court. People just saw that I didn't show up. Nobody really knew why. Then I started laughing about another memory in high school. At my high school, the junior class puts on the junior prom. And you're like, duh, Rachel, isn't that the, in the name right there? Yeah, maybe so. But the money from that prom becomes the senior class fund. And every graduating class then will raise money and they will give the school a senior gift, at graduation. Well, when we became seniors, I found out that our junior class advisor had never turned in the cash box from prom. So all the money was gone. The administration wanted to know how the senior class planned to pay it back. My answer was very simple. We're not. So our senior gift? A tree. Yep. It was a tree that the school bought themselves because there had not been a graduating class prior that hadn't, given a tree or a gift as they were exiting, right? And this makes me laugh, as you can hear, because as I'm relaying this, I wonder how many people from my graduating class remember that tree. I wonder actually if they even remember that we gave a senior gift, but if they do remember the tree, this is why we gave them a tree. They may remember the outcome, but they don't know the whole story. And now one thing I am going to take credit for, and hear me loud when I say this, or remember this statement, pass it on to whoever you need to, right? Our high school colors were navy blue and gold. Back then, the boys wore navy blue graduation gowns and the girls wore gold. My sister had graduated the year prior. And I remember thinking, gold with my hair color? Absolutely not. So I went to the administration and I asked if everyone could wear navy blue. They told me if I got enough signatures from the senior class, they'd approve it. Okay, challenge accepted. I got the signatures. We all graduated in navy blue. So now here we are, 32 years later, they're still wearing navy blue graduation gowns. So, from the Apollo High School senior class president of 1994, you're welcome. I am still waiting on my thank you card. And honestly, at this point, I would settle for either a Starbucks gift card or Dunkin' Donuts, because that's really what I prefer. Shh, don't tell anybody. The older I get, I have realized something else. We think we know people, when really, we know a chapter. We remember the funny girl. We remember the quarterback, the cheerleader, the coworker, the neighbor, the person we met 10 years ago. But that's all it is, a chapter, not the whole book. And honestly, I've caught myself doing that too. I'll see someone I haven't talked to in years, and my brain immediately goes back to the version of them I knew. But they've lived an entire life since then, just like I have. And I think, the more I am getting online and talking to people about the podcast or coaching or other things, that really has been what's on my mind when I think of those things. Because people from high school remember one version of me. People online, they're just starting to see another version of me. Neither one is wrong. They're just incomplete. And maybe that's true for all of us. Maybe one of the greatest gifts we can give another person is the curiosity to realize we probably don't know the whole story. We know what we've seen. We don't know what they've carried. We don't know what they've survived. We don't know what happened after we stopped watching. So maybe this week, before we assume we know someone, we remember that we're probably only looking at one chapter, not the whole book. And honestly, I've stopped trying to convince people who I am. If we spend enough time together, you'll find out. So that's what I got for you today. And just let me say thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love it if you'd share it with someone who's ever felt misunderstood, or someone who could use the reminder that there's always more to someone's story than what we can see. And if you're enjoying these conversations, make sure you're following the podcast so you never miss an episode. Or leave a review. I'd be forever grateful for anyone that were to just take a couple seconds and leave a review. Well, I'll see you next week as we keep figuring it out.